I feel like we've got to talk about something, and it's something that we've definitely been overspending on, and it's how much we've been spending on food. Now, if you missed my last budgeting video, then you wouldn't know that I personally spent $733.86 on food last month, which is way too much, way too much, and way more than I want to be spending. Now, of that $733.86, $290 was on eating out and restaurants. So one time we actually went out to a restaurant to eat. Then I did 5 too many times on Uber Eats ordering food, also on coffee shops because the Starbucks is clearly too conveniently close to my house. But overall, that category is definitely something that I can cut down on, and it's more about self-discipline and making myself stick to my budget. Also, guys, please like this video down below, and then we'll keep jumping into it. But the other $442.45 was on a necessary expense, groceries. Now, even though grocery shopping is obviously a necessary expense because we all need to eat food, and in general, grocery shopping is going to be cheaper than eating out for every single meal, spending $442 each is a little bit more than we want to be spending, even if groceries are more expensive right now. And groceries are really expensive right now specifically. Like in Canada, where we are, I think it's up to about 10% with inflation. So basically what that means is that if you bought $100 worth of groceries last year, that exact same amount of stuff that you bought, the exact same food items would cost $110 instead, and potentially even more than that depending on what you bought, since some things are obviously more than that average too. Now, the other thing to keep in mind, like I said, we're from Toronto, Canada, is that food prices in Canada are always more expensive than the US. Now, I say that keeping in mind that Canada and the US are both big countries, so obviously wherever you are in the country, there's going to be a bit of a difference there, but in general, across the board, Canada is more expensive. I've heard this for a long time and I didn't really know why, so I did want to look into like a concrete answer on why our food prices are more expensive. It really sounds like it's a mix of a bunch of different things, but one of the more interesting specific things comes to our supply management policies and just our food supply chain in general. Apparently, Canada really limits the production domestically, so in Canada itself, of chicken, poultry, dairy products, stuff like that. And then there's these really high import tariffs. So basically, food's always expensive here and costs are up even higher right now. But, and this is a big but, it doesn't mean that it's a good reason to make excuses for spending too much, especially as a 2-person household like we are. Like obviously there is a valid argument that food costs are up, so your budget could be higher right now, or at least you're going over budget on food costs right now. But since we do have a budget we want to stick to, our goal is to keep our costs low. We don't have a ton of people to feed, we don't have kids, there's just the 2 of us to buy for. It means that there are ways to keep our costs down. Now, our ideal budget would be closer to $300 each per month. And since we grocery shop every week, which is about 4 times a month, that means that every trip we'd want to spend $75 each, or $150 total. Right now, when we go to the grocery store, we're spending more like at least $200 total every single trip. Hitting $175 would be like a super low week for us, so we're definitely gonna have to make some decently big changes to be able to hit that $150 mark consistently. And what we wanna do this time and for this video is even more drastic than that. We wanna try and challenge ourselves to spend only $100 on groceries this week, but still getting enough staples and enough food items to make 3 meals a day from home. So I don't want us to take the easy way out and just buy less than we normally would in order to get under that $100 mark, but I do want us to buy our regular grocery list and see if we can actually get creative about it and just bring it down to about $100. So I'm gonna start making our usual list right now. Give me a second and let's see what it's looking like. Okay, so I'm back from making the list and I'm gonna make sure that we put it up on the screen somewhere over here so that you guys can see it. The other thing that I did is did a quick check between 2 different grocery stores that are close to us. So the first one is the one that we go to more often. It's the one we go to every single week right now, and it's the more expensive grocery store. And then the other one is the more low-cost option. So you can kind of see the difference in the prices between the 2, and that's exactly what our plan is to start off with to bring our grocery costs down, is to actually go to the different stores that have the cheapest version of that item. So basically, most of the lower cost store is gonna be where we get most of our items, but there's a few things that are cheaper at the regular store, so we're gonna split between both of them. Also, the other thing I did when looking up the prices for each store is look up their flyers first, which is pretty cool that they have them online. They make it look like it's the paper version, but online. So a good thing to check out as well. There's a few things that are on sale that we're gonna be able to get at the lower cost option because of the sales too. Now, I'm a little bit worried about the overall price because we do have to buy things like dish soap, paper towels, and laundry detergent. Laundry detergent specifically is going to be a little bit more expensive, so we'll see if that brings us over the $100 point, but obviously those aren't every single week grocery items, but we'll see how it goes. So now let's actually head to the store and see what we can get.
Where are we going?
To the grocery store, to 2 grocery stores.
Cool.
Ready?
I'm ready. Let's go.
Okay.
First grocery store stop coming up right here.
Guys, I feel funny going in the middle of the day like this, wearing makeup. Normally I'm in like Sunday, no makeup clothes, so I feel very fancy for the store. Okay, so these are a flyer feature. Also way cheaper than getting a bunch of different bell peppers. Now there's no green in there, but I think we still have a green at home, so works this time.
Okay, so what do we have next, Steph?
So we've gotten blackberries, strawberries, bananas, bell peppers, broccoli. We need tomatoes, and then that's it for the vegetables.
Tomatoes?
Yeah, and then we're on to like the meats and aisle stuff.
Okay.
The price is higher than it said.
True.
Yeah, they're called beefsteaks. I know this from my greenhouse working.
All right, so please put the camera away. Please shut it off, put the camera away.
Yeah, shut off. Okay guys, that was not very fun because we obviously expected that maybe they could tell us to put the camera away, but we got a nice like yelling in front of the whole store, making a production of it, so that was not expected and not fun. I don't like those situations, and we both get a little bit like, ah. So anyway, that's what happened in there. We had to kind of cut the filming short, but you got a few clips of us getting some deals. We ended up getting everything on the list except for oatmeal because they don't have the typical like style of oatmeal that we normally get, so we might get a slightly more expensive one at Metro. Otherwise, we got everything on the list for a cheaper price there, so that's good. Now we're gonna hit up the second grocery store to get more. I wanted to tell you guys the total though. So let's see. So one store in, we got a little bit more than half, but not laundry detergent yet, which is gonna be pretty expensive. We're sitting at $56.01.
Okay.
So we'll see. I think we're on an okay pace other than the laundry detergent that I know is gonna be expensive, but not doing too bad. So let's keep going, see if we have better luck filming, or at least being told not to in a more kind way at the next store, and then we'll see you back when we're there. Okay guys, we're back from the grocery store now. You can kind of see a little bit of everything we got going on behind me. Stop number 2 definitely went a little smoother than the first stop. It was definitely an interesting experience over there. We talked about it a little bit before. But stop number 2 was good. We kept it a little bit more on the down low there. It was an interesting experience shopping at 2 different grocery stores because normally we do the one. I do think it helped us keep our price down. I'll tell you what our actual total is in just a second. But it's definitely good. In terms of it being sustainable every week, it's a little bit tougher when we walk everywhere that we go, although both of them are pretty close to us, so that's nice. Okay, before I get too ahead of myself, let's look at everything we got first and the totals. So we showed you at the first grocery store, we spent $56. The next one, we spent $75. So our total overall was about $130. Not quite at that $100 mark, but this stuff all together, the laundry detergent, the dish soap, the paper towels, that was $26 on its own. And that's kind of outside of the grocery scope, so I'll kind of give us a pass of hitting about $100 for the food, about $30 for everything else. I'm trying to think of what else I felt about how it went. I guess overall, we definitely still got a little bit less food than normal. So not only did we get cheaper prices, which was good, we definitely did, because normally I wouldn't say that we looked too much at the prices. We have our set list. We stick to that, maybe get a few extra things, and then the price is the price. This time we found what was the cheapest, didn't get anything extra that wasn't on our list. We got exactly everything on our list. So that kind of helped keep the price lower, but normally I do know that we would probably buy more than this still. The good thing about that is that our goal is actually to hit $150 and not $100. So I think that that's more doable if we just keep in mind what the prices are. And if there's specifically really good sales at one store versus the other, then maybe we could switch it up more in that way. But yeah, overall, that's how it went. Oh, also add in, I know I said I got everything off the list, which is good. A lot of things were the right price, like chicken, we spent even less than what was budgeted, which was great. We probably saved $6 compared to what we normally spend a week on chicken. We got an even cheaper pasta sauce than normal, which was good. We got laundry detergent. You would have seen that. That was on sale, so we saved like $5 from our normal cost of laundry detergent. But then there were things like the blueberries. It said it was 2 for $5. I didn't see that anywhere in the store, so if we had gotten that at No Frills instead of Metro, it would have ended up being cheaper. Same with the onions, stuff like that. So kind of going between the two stores, if you go to one first and then the next one doesn't have the sale you think, then it doesn't end up being as great. So that's a little takeaway on how the actual food prices themselves were. All right, guys, so that's it for this video. I'm really excited to keep trying to bring our grocery bill down even more every week. It's obviously gonna be great for my budget moving forward, which you guys will see in my next budget update, and hopefully give you guys some motivation too to bring down your expenses. Now, on that note, I do wanna make sure that I mention that even though bringing down your expenses is great, especially big ones, big cost items like groceries, it's still the best way to actually grow your wealth and have more money to invest, and to invest more money is also by growing your income. And we're obviously focused on that too, so don't forget about that part. Also, before you go, please make sure to give this video a big like down below. It really helps us out. Please make sure you subscribe if somehow you've been watching our recent videos and you're not subscribed already. Also, leave us a comment telling us what your typical grocery bill or grocery expenses look like every single month. Maybe tell us a bit about where you live too for some context, because we know that makes a little bit of a difference. If you haven't seen any of our previous videos, make sure you check them out next door, and we're gonna be back soon with more. We'll see you then.